Okay. So the question was, how does private money partners work?
Yeah, I'm always curious.
Okay, perfect. When you lent out the funds that you lent out, the first question is, how long did you lend it out for?
Mm, they're all different. So anywhere between, I would say like 3 months and a year.
Okay. Okay, got you. And you're only getting simple interest payments, correct? Or are you getting equity in the deal?
I'm getting interest, but I'm getting it at the end.
Got you. Okay.
Should have done monthly payments, but I did not. So,
Okay.
okay.
So you're a private money lender on these deals.
Yes.
So private money partner is it's pretty similar, except you're actually gaining equity in these deals that you're putting your money into. So I have every deal or every property that I own, I have a private money partner on there or included in those deals. I have probably two private lenders. Actually, it's the same one. I'm sorry. Yeah, so let me give you an example of a private money partner right quick. And then we can like go over the definitions and all of that stuff. So my first example is my most recent one. It's with Zoe Trujillo. She's my private money partner. And here's it's funny because like it's my primary residence. She funded a property that I live in. So the terms were 6 years. I have a 6 year balloon with her. I don't do anything less than like a year because it's pointless for me to borrow money for 30 days and then return it with, yeah, it's pointless to do that. With the deals that we buy, because we're buying low equity, no equity, and they're all creative. We don't do cash deals. Cash deals are trash. So I don't buy anything that's cash unless it's like 30 to 40 cents on a dollar, and then that's completely different. But other than that, there's just no point. Not right now. Next year, maybe once the interest rates are 5.5, 5 to 5.5% interest. But anyway, so everything that we're buying is straight creative. So with that being said, the private money partner, she's in second position,
Right.
right? That's because we're paying someone else's mortgage. We're taking over someone else's mortgage. So Bank of America is in first position, the private money partner or Zoe, she's in second position. If anything happens, she can come in and foreclose on me. I'm only making like $280 to her a month on top of the $26.90 that I'm paying towards a mortgage. So I'm paying almost like $3,000 a month. So what we pretty much worked out was we have a 6 year balloon. And if that number scares people, then I know we're not going to work together. Like 6 years, wow, that's a very long time. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you rather work with someone who has experience and that knows what they're doing? Or would you rather work with a rookie for 3 months and have a shit show? Not trying to sound negative, but would you rather work with someone that's asking for funds for 3 months and you have a shit show going on and you're worried every single month for three
Right.
months? So um so we had agreed on 6 years at she's gonna make she's making 12% simple interest on her money, like regardless of what the deal does.
Mhm.
It's not a deal because it's my home. So
Right.
hey, I have to make payments. I live here. So
Fascinating to me.
right. So boom, she's making pretty much she's making I think 280 times what is that? 12 times 6. I'll give you a quick example. 12 times 6. So that's 72 payments that I'm paying her at 280. 280 times 72. So she's making 20,000 over 6 years. Plus, we also agreed, this is where the partnership comes in. We also agreed to splitting equity at the end of the term.
Mm.
So I threw in like an extra bonus for it just for saying, yeah, I'll fund it at 12%. Like, cool. Because most people, they're like at 15 or 20% now. And it's very, very hard to like work out deals with 15 to 20% money unless you're doing like a midterm or group home or something like that. So,
Yeah.
and for my deal, I was like, I'm living here. I don't want to go over $3,000 a month. So so she agreed to it and I said, At the end of the term, because I know 12%, that's not a lot of money. Like, I understand you're putting in $28,000. She loaned out or lent 28,000, 6-year terms, at 12% interest. Plus, she got 50% of the equity out of my portion. With that equity split, I've already splitting up. I did a 50-50 split with the seller. Me and him agreed, hey, after 6 years, I'll either resell the house or I'll do a cash out refinance and I'll pay you out your portion of equity. Let's do a 50-50 split. And he said, okay, because I only gave him 28 or 25 grand. And he's like, I know I can get $60,000 if I put it on the market, but I can't put it on the market because nobody's going to buy it because the interest rate is too high. And I was like, you're right. So he came to me and said, why don't we do, you give me 25K up front and you pay me, we split the equity in like 5 to 6 years after you sell the house. Well, I said, I don't want to sell the house. He said, okay, I don't know how you're going to do it, but just give me the rest of my money. And I said, okay, look, well, I can do a cash out refinance within like 6 years. I'm pretty sure in this area, the property is going to go up. It's going to increase in value. So he said, okay, let's do the deal. So we agreed on the 6 years. Now with Zoe, my private money partner, the partnership came in where we stated, hey, in 6 years, I'm going to split my equity with the seller, but you're also going to split my equity with me. So basically in 6 years, if we have 100K in equity, I'm doing a 50-50 split with the seller. He gets 50K, I get 50K. And then if out of that 50K, me and you, we're going to split it 50-50 as well. We're going to split my portion of the equity 50-50. And she was like, done. So if that's the case, she just made like 45, 50 grand over the next 6 years just from accepting this deal. So that's where a private money partnership comes in. She would have been just a lender if I was only making interest only payments to her. But because she's an equity partner in here, she's a private money partner. And basically, I'm doing all of the work, basically making the payments. I'll give you another example to make it make sense.
No, it makes sense. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay, because here's where I get like stuck. Is I understand the equity piece, but if you're keeping the property, but essentially once you refinance it,
Mm-hmm.
then she is no longer a partner and it's just you.
Yes, that is 100% correct. That's why we set up the balloon, that 6-year term. She said, in 6 years, I want to be completely paid off.
Interesting. Are there any scenarios where that doesn't happen, where the private money partner just stays in?
Yes. Don't set a balloon. Don't sell the house.
Okay, so you don't get your money back. You
Yeah.
get in that instance, like how does that work?
Yeah. So your initial investment, if you come in as my private money partner and you say, hey, let's use some numbers so the numbers can make sense. Let's say if we have a subject to deal and we're looking to rent it out as a long-term rental. You put in 15 grand,
Right.
$15,000. Okay. If you say, hey, Japs, look, I don't want you to cash me out at any point. I don't want nothing to happen. I want to stay in the deal. I want to keep this deal.
Right.
Okay, perfect. Well, here's what happens. We still sign a promissory note because that's your initial investment. You're my private money partner.
Right.
Still sign a promissory note just in case something happens. You just never know. Something might happen. And we need to make sure that your money is protected because we partnered up on this deal. I signed a promissory note, deed of trust. Your money is safe. Now, in the event that you say, hey, I do not, for whatever reason, I do not want to sell my property. Okay, well, how am I going to get my money back? Here's how you're going to get your money back. The deal is going to pay you your money back. So if you spent 15K into a deal, well, when am I going to see this 15K again? That could probably take, if we're making like $500 a month and you keep all the cash flow for now,
Yeah.
Well, that probably take maybe 3 years to see your 15 grand again, or 2 years or 2.5 years to see that
Right.
$15,000 again. You're just not going to see it all. You're not going to see it in a big lump sum unless we sell the property, if that makes sense.
Interesting. Or have to like refi out or something.
Yeah, that is correct. Or they can replace you with another private money partner. What do you mean by that, Jabs? Here's what I mean.
Okay, I'm listening.
So if you came in with 15K and you said, "Hey, Jabs, look, I like you. I love working with you, but I want to take this $15,000 out because I have to do something else with it." Okay, perfect.
That
Hey,
makes sense.
Zoe, I need like, do you want to partner with me on this deal? It's making us $500 a month. All I need is 15K. Seriously, that's it? Yeah, 15. Boom. Okay, I'll fund it. I call you back. Look, I got the 15K. When do you need it? Where do I send the funds? I need it in like a week. Boom. Zoe, I need the funds in a week. Can you do that? Yes. Here we go. So she just paid you out your 15K. You're no longer in the deal anymore.
That makes sense. So if you're a private money partner, like with some kind of equity split, right? Say you do
Yes.
wind up cash out refinancing and you get a certain fund, does that private money partner get whatever portion of equity they own in that?
100%.
That's interesting.
100%. You get your initial investment back.
And that's where
Sure.
that's where people kind of like flip their private money partners, right? Like
Mhm.
if say I gave you like 30K and we're in this one deal and you hit a point where you can refinance and then you take my 50K and do it again or 15, whatever amount it is, 30K, whatever. But then we have this deal with a certain amount of equity and now we're in this deal with a certain amount of equity and then it just grows.
Right.
Hmm, that's intriguing,
Because you're a partner. So
right?
the partnership, y'all just define the roles. Hey, all I'm doing is bringing the money and I just want to see a return. I just want to see, passive income coming in. I don't want to deal with the property. I don't want to do shit, but just wire the funds over and you take care of the rest.
Yeah.
That's where we come in and we're hiring property management companies, or we're putting the servicing company together, making sure the TC is on point with getting the deal closed and all of this stuff, managing it, all of that crap. We do all of that stuff. That's what the private money partnership comes into play. It's mainly for people who don't want to really deal with the property and they just want to invest their money. And the person who's not bringing the funds to the table or who's structuring the deal, your role is to structure the deal and make sure it gets closed and make sure that everyone's getting paid every single month until it's time to refinance it or sell it or whatever the deal structure is. If at some point you guys decide to refinance the property, at that point they're going to get their initial investment back plus the equity that you guys agreed upon.
But then they're no longer in the deal or they stay in the deal if there's no agreement.
Uh, if you guys agree, you have to put that in writing. But if you guys agree to for the private money partner to stay in the deal after you do a cash out refinance, then you guys you will still be in the deal. You're pulling your money out and you're going to stay in the deal. But if you say, hey, at some point I'm going to want to get out of the deal, then you just cash out refinance and you get your money and you're out of the deal. And now the person that structured the deal, they're still in the deal, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it does. It does.
I literally just had we're in the middle of a refinance right now. We structured it a private money lender, private money partner. It's really a private money partner, but we structured it where it was really good terms too. But we structured it where in 5 years they're going to get paid out. Well, we borrowed the funds 2 years ago, and we're now about to do a cash out refi where we're paying these guys out. They're sad about it, But we're like, look, we can put those funds into another deal. This just was a shitty deal, and we want to go ahead and get you guys paid out because we don't want to deal with the headache anymore. We did a vote and we said, hey, do you guys want to go ahead and just sell it, or do you want to? Can we just refi you guys out? And they said you can refi us out, but we thought 5 years was going to be, we were expecting 5 years to hear.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, for this one, no, there's too much equity in the deal not to cash out refi. There's like 90% equity in that deal. There's only like maybe 3 years left on the loan. So we were like, let's go ahead and pull the equity out, get these guys paid out, and we can stay in the deal. But they were a little sad. They were like, all right, so is this the end of this deal? And we're like, pretty much. Like, it sucks, but it made sense for the deal. It wasn't nothing personal. It was just, hey, we got to get out of this deal like as soon as possible. There's too much equity, and we don't know what's going to happen next year. We don't know, but let's go ahead and let's pull this equity out, get these
Yeah.
guys paid out. It was just a headache deal. The person just every month they're late. We're like, you know what? Screw this. Let's get them the hell out of here. Let's get our guys paid out. Because there are some months where we had to come out of pocket to pay our people. And I I don't like doing that.
Yeah, no, I get that. That makes sense.
So that's what we did. We said, let's go ahead and just do the refinance. We found a lender, and we're literally supposed to be closing. It was supposed to have been before Christmas, but it's looked like it's going to be after Christmas, which is fine. But they are no longer going to be in the deal anymore. If we would have stated in the promissory note or the JV agreement that you guys are still going to stay in the deal after we refinance the property, then they will still be in the deal. But because we didn't, they're out of the deal after 2 years, which I think is pretty good. I like we
For
said
you.
it for 5 years. Yeah. But I mean, they're getting their investment back plus the 24 payments that we've already made to them. And regardless, we
Yeah.
were on time every month, every single month. We're a good partner to work with.
Yeah. No,
Then
I get it. I'm not knocking it. I just think like for me, if I'm going to do something like that, realistically, I would want to figure out some way to make it long term
yeah,
that would set me up for like a more passive income while still being like for me right now, that's the only way it would make
mhm,
sense. Because otherwise, I'm going to take my money, I'm going to flip it faster. And so even the 6 months, I'm kind of like, now that I did it and I'm learning, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that again. But I also want to, you know, like there's plenty of different ways to go about things.
it is.
So
It is. And
um
just tell your partners, I want to stay in the deal. Like let's capture my money. Here's the benefit. First, I will start with the benefit. Here's the benefit. Let's recycle my money,
yeah. And
deploy
also,
50K, and let's
yeah,
just recycle it. I want to, but I don't want to. I don't want you guys to remove me from the deal. I want to stay in the deal. Just recycle my funds. I got a partner like that, and that that is like super beneficial for all parties.
yeah, because then even like they're in those deals, they're helping you buy more deals
Yes.
regardless of when you cash out or not. Like they make their money back maybe 3 years or so, but then they have, you know, all these continuing equity payments.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the direction that I would go. That's the direction I would go. Anyway,
Love it.
that's where I'm at. Well,
So
thank
you,
you for explaining that to me. I think that makes sense.
yeah, for sure. So you know how the equity portion works though, right? Like when it comes to cash flow and the equity amount and all of that stuff.
Yeah, like if you get 25%, you'd get 25% after everything is said and done.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
100% correct. I
Yeah.
had to clear that up with one of my
Mhm.
she's pretty new to the community, but she's also new to actually putting her funds into deals. And I made a mistake because I assumed that she already knew what exactly was going on because I work with so many different people and I'm like, okay, you guys know what's going on. And so I didn't take the time out to like break it down to her, but I said, here's how I said it and the way she regurgitated it to her husband, and he's an attorney, was
Oh.
like, hey, hey. So I said, hey, we're asking 75K to get in this deal for 25% equity, because there were multiple partners in this deal. It was like, we're giving up 25%, 20% equity, 75%, I mean 75,000 entry for you for 20% equity in this deal. It's a 10-unit condo out here in Dallas. And she said, okay, what am I making on my money? And I said, with those numbers, you're looking at about 12% cash on cash. She said, oh, nice. So she went and regurgitated it to her husband, who's an attorney. And she said, hey, babe, I'm going to make 12% on top of 20% equity in this deal for 75K. And he was like, wow, like,
Are you sure?
yeah. Like, who's crazy enough to do something like that? So I found out because the day before, or the weekend before closing, my TC, she called. Her name is Sherry. She's a paralegal as well. And she's in a sub two group. But she called and she said, hey, Jabs, I think you need to you're about to lose this deal. And I said, why? She said, you need to clear something up. I don't know what you said to this lady, but you need to make sure that everything is clear before I finish with this paperwork. But she's telling me that you guys agreed on her making 12% cash on cash, regardless of what the deal makes, but she's going to make 12% on her money plus the 20% equity that you offered her for 75,000. I was like, wait a minute. No, there is no way. I said no. I was like, I had to rethink in my head, like, what did I tell her? Like, because I've never offered anything like that. That wouldn't even make any sense. So I called her up and I said, hey, tell me what's going on. Where can we clear this up? She said, well, you said that I'm going to make 20% equity, right? And I said, yes, that is correct. She said for 75K on top of 12% cash on cash return. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, there's the miscommunication right there, misunderstanding on my end. The
Yeah.
deal right now makes 12% cash on cash if you look at it as a cash on cash return basis. And she said, oh, so if I put in 75K, then I'm looking at what's the cash flow? And I said, well, we gave you all of that. I gave her all the numbers in her email, and she said, oh, that was my bad. I made a mistake. I told my husband is an attorney, and he looked at the promissory note, and it didn't state that I was making 12% plus 20% equity. And I was like, yeah, the deal will make you somewhere around 12%. The deal. I'm not offering 12% cash on cash plus 20% equity,
Right.
because that wouldn't be fair for the rest of the team. And she
Right.
said, okay, that makes much more sense now. She said, you should have been clear. I said, I thought I was, but I think you're new. And she didn't get offended or anything, but that was like that almost cost me the deal right there. So I had to clear that up. That's why I asked, do you know, like, when it comes to equity splits and the
Yeah. That
payment?
part I get. What I wasn't understanding was the part where like you cash out and pay out your private money partner. So to me, that's not necessarily like a real partnership. I understand that's how it works. But to me, I like because I want to stay in the deals and I'm feeling like,
Yeah.
do other people stay in the deals or they just kind of put their money in as like a really long-term PML? That's what it sounds like to me.
Right. Right.
But I guess with a more flexible time frame. Um, anyway, that's where my brain was going with it. So,
It's
okay.
rare to find investors like you. It's very rare, because they want to get cashed out like immediately, soon as they put their money in. Okay, I want my money back now.
Yeah, but if you do that,
Yeah.
it makes sense because you're already making less. Like it makes sense if you're earning higher interest, which I'm doing with more, you know what I mean? Like that's the direction I'm headed.
Right.
Um, however, like if I'm going to put, say, 15K somewhere for a deal for whatever, 10, 20% equity, I'm gonna stay in that deal. Because if I'm only making 12% annualized and I pull out in 2 months, that's like 2%. And so
Mhm.
like to me, that doesn't make sense. Like I better get something more. If I can do it shorter and make more anyway,
Yep.
how do I go longer and still make it beneficial? Anyway, okay.
No, that makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes 100% sense. Someone like you, I would don't take this in like don't take offense to this.
I already took it.
I would
No,
take advantage. I would take advantage of someone like that. Like, hey, I want to stay in the deal. What I would do in returns, I would look for the lowest, like the cheapest entry fees so that we can recycle your money. Like, hey, if you're trying to stay in the deal, I want someone like you because most people that we're coming across, they want to get there. They want to get, I have to negotiate them from like 3 months to 3 years or 5 years. I don't, 3 months, I can't do nothing with that. I can replace you, but it's just, that's a relationship builder for me. But
how do
other,
you negotiate somebody from 3 months to 5 years?
I have the gift of jabs. Somebody told me that. So because I painted the picture, like, okay, I'm going to give you like $600 for those 3 months versus 60,000 in 3 years or 60 grand or 80 grand in 5 years,
Yeah.
plus your initial investment. Like, which one makes more sense? And they said, damn, okay. Yeah, I've talked to maybe 8 people into because they have the mindset of the whole Gator method. And I love the Gator thing. I love it. Like I understand it now. But
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't do anything with someone that has the mindset of I'm only doing Gator deals because we're taking over payments with people that has like that just bought their properties in 2019 or 2020 during the COVID, era. So someone is saying, hey, I can only lend out, 15K for 3 months. It's like, okay, would you rather do for 3 months or 3 years? Of course, they come back and say 3 months. Show me why should I loan my money to you for 3 years or
Yeah.
loan, and I'll close them. I'm a closer as well. So let's paint the picture. Let's put some numbers up. Here's what this deal makes. We're making $1,000 in cash flow, right? So in 3 months, I pay you out. I'm making 1,000 on my own, all because of you. And you could have stayed in the deal with me, making almost either I'm going to allow you to make this $1,000 a month until you recoup your money back, or you can stay in this deal with me and we can split it, do a 60-40 split, 50-50. I don't care how we split it because I want to stay in the deal. That's why I'm buying these properties. I want to keep the cash flow. So would you rather make a couple $100 for the 3 months, or would you make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars over 3 to 5 years? Or
Yeah.
would you rather just stay in the deal with me long term and not sell it at all?
Yeah.
And I got them right there. Like I had to paint that picture and show them the numbers and just show them like this is real wealth, not just I know you want to make a quick return. There's deals where we can make a quick return, but most of the deals that we're coming across, they're creative. We're just trying to catch these things while they're like 3%, 4% interest, 2.8% interest rates. Let's
And
get that.
I get what you're saying. So that's where I'm like, I want to take most of my money and
Mhm.
make it grow faster so that I can do more deals in the long term. Right now, I need it, right?
Right.
Like, I need my money to make money more quickly so that I can live and so that that I can grow. And like when I find deals, then I have cash. Well, or I use a private money lender sometimes too. Like I have people,
Yep.
but at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to hit a point slash if it's the entry is low enough where I'm like willing to test it out. Because I'm newer in this scene too. So I'm like,
I love it. Do you know
hey,
you can get paid up front to okay. I put one of my like I'm gonna just let you know, Zoe, that's her name. I put her on to this. I was like, Zoe, I don't want you or my other guy, Graham, spending y'all's money to buy my deals. Y'all can go out, get paid on the deals that you find private money lenders for, and you can stay in the deal. And we can pay them out whenever. She's like, what do you mean by that? How can we get paid for lending you money? I was like, exactly how you just said it. Get paid for lending me money. And then she asked, well, what's the process? Okay, I need 15,000 for this deal. I can go up to like $35,000 and still make a 15% cash on cash return on this deal. So with that being said, if I wanted to, I can borrow 35,000 from you or whatever lender I find, and still this will still be a good deal. I can pay myself like 20 grand, but I'm not going to do that. Here's what we're going to do. You go out and go find someone for like 20, 25K. That's your fee right there. All I need is 15 to buy this deal. You're going to borrow a little bit more. As long as this deal still makes sense, if it's still making us 18, 20% return, you can borrow up to like 35,000 fucking dollars. And she was like, that makes so much sense. I was like, so how can you get paid lending out money? Go find someone else with the money. You get paid a fee up front and you stay in the deal. We can negotiate terms with them. That makes sense? So I'll give you, let's run through something right quick. I need 20K. I don't really need it, but I need 20K. But I know that I can spend up to 30K on this deal and still make at least 15% cash on cash. I bring you the deal presented to you, and you're like, well, Jabs, I want to stay in the deal. Okay, cool. I don't need any money right now. Like all my bills are paid. Everything's good. I don't need any money. So I'm going to borrow what I need for the deal. But you're like, hey, Jabs, is it okay if I add my fee on top so that I can stay in the deal and I find this money for you? Yeah, sure. You go out and you go raise maybe 25 or 30K. I only needed 20. That's yours. And me and you do a split on the deal. Hey, if I find you the money, are you willing to do a 50-50 split? Yes, I'm willing to do that. All right, cool. Now all I need to know is, what did you negotiate with the private money lender? Did y'all do just simple interest? And for how long did y'all do it? And if it's like 5 years, all right, cool. We can refi this house in 5 years, give them their money back, and they're out. And me and you, we're still in the deal. You just got paid, you still in the deal, and we just like created like a real good relationship with each other. So just something to
Where do
just
you do deals?
where do I do deals?
Yeah.
Texas, Georgia, Virginia, Florida, Ohio, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee. And my partner is pulling my tail about getting into Cali. I just
Ugh,
haven't.
don't do it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's scary. Don't do it. Go to West Virginia instead.
yeah.
I gotta go.
Um,
Oh man. Okay. Okay.
yeah, so I have fun doing this because the reason why is because, one, I work with integrity and I want everyone to, for one, trust me. And again, don't take this offensive, but you
Yeah.
have to think I'm young and I'm black. So being young and black, it's kind of hard to persuade people like, hey, I need funds for blah, blah, blah. I don't know this guy. I've never heard of him, which is why I like to make a lot of posts inside of the sub two group so people can know who I am and they kind of see that I'm about business. So in the beginning, it was kind of tough, but then I started realizing, well, I have to bring value first so that I can kind of get what I want and be able to position myself to where I can own like 50 properties. Right now, I have 40. I have a total of 40 in my portfolio. And it was all through raising money with sub two and non-sub two students. But again, like me being the person that I am, working with integrity, it helps out a lot when it comes to raising money. Another
Yeah.
thing that I did, that kind of, it helps me stand out. I'll show you right quick. Um, this was recommended by my partner. Where is it? It is this thing right here. You might like it. Okay, so I put together, hold on. How do I expand this thing? I just got a MacBook like a few months ago. So I put together a
You
funny,
love it?
huh?
You love it or are you confused?
Yes, I love it. I love it. It's making sense now. But I put together a funding partner references sheet, and all it is literally exactly what it says. It's a reference so that if you're going to fund a deal or so, let me see. Yep, here's the updated one right here. So if you're looking to fund a deal, like let's say like if me and you decide to move forward, hey, I like you. I think I want to go ahead and invest into your business, your company, or whatever. Okay, well, before you send out any funds, I want you to call all of my references. These are people that actually funded my deals, and these are like true addresses. This is their phone numbers, and here's the addresses that they funded. And you can go look up all these properties. Some of these are in a trust, and some of them they're in my LLC or in another LLC that I have. And this is how you can just like kind of check my track record. Like, how do I know you even own these properties? Well, call these people and they'll tell you. So like here's my girl right here, my favorite one, Zoe. Her and this guy, Graham, they're both sub 2. You should definitely give them a
Sounds
call.
familiar, Graham.
Yep. Graham Nation. We just closed on a 10-unit condo together. That's what I was just telling you about. Here's the lady that was
That
that
was
we had a
confused.
misunderstanding, but we're good. Like we are super clear. So you can call her. You can call out. Matter of fact, this should be the first person that you call, but you can call her, hit her up, and just ask her a lot of questions. But us three right here, Shane, Elizabeth, and Graham, we're all partners in the 10-unit condo.
Got it.
So they all have 20% equity in the deal. We split because there's 5 partners that's involved in this deal. So
Right.
everybody got 20%.
That makes sense. Interesting.
But that's that. And then on top of this, if that's not enough, I said, okay, what's another way that I can kind of like show people that, I'm a credible person and that they want to work with me? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's about 12 um
Yeah, I
testimonials.
invested my money with Jabs.
And these are
My
real
first
like
time ever doing a real
testimonials.
estate deal or anything like that.
There's another one.
Hi,
So
my
I
name's
was a little
Steve.
bit.
I have the privilege of providing funding for a deal that Jabs featured on his Instagram story. Must
There's
commend
another
Jabs
one.
and his partner Ben for the.
Hi, my name is Dan, and I just wanted to let any of you prospective lenders out there know that Ben and Jabs are wonderful to work with. Both very
I have a
honest.
lot of
Hey,
these.
what's going on, guys? Dan Bernardo.
I got 12
Hey,
of them.
I'm vouching out for my good friend Jabs Carter. He's a great boss.
So, um, let me see. I hope this is working, but this is literally how I'm able to like show people, look, this is why you should work with me. I got people vouching for me. I have a full list of people that I've been doing business with, and you can call these people, and you can ask them like any types of questions, good, bad, ugly. Here's one of the guys that I'm literally about to refinance. That's the guy that I was talking about. We signed a 5-year agreement, but we basically cashing him out in like 2 years. This one is in Georgia. So you can call these people up. I'll send this
One
out.
in Norfolk?
Yes, we sold that one. We got rid of that. That's the one that we sold. We had to. Yeah, we had to get rid of that one. We put it on Section 8, and yeah, we got a really good. The thing is that the property cash flows after the sellers paid, after property management, all of that crap. It cash flows about $1,300, but we were paying a seller, we were paying a private money lender, which ate up a lot of the cash flow. But after
Yeah.
5 years, that's when we'll be making like $1,200, $1,300. But we had to sell this one. We were like, dude, this is giving us a huge headache, bro. We sold it to another investor. So he took over the payments. He paid off the private lender, which is Daniel, paid him off 35 grand. And then we paid off the seller, and we still were able to walk away with some cash in our pocket. But the tenant was just, we were like, yeah, bro. And the owner now, he's like, yeah, I love the tenant. Norfolk is my area, or Norfolk is his area. So we were like, well, this is a perfect property for you. Take it over. So, but
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, I would have bought this house all day.
Yeah,
But you got to know the air, like you have to know what you're getting yourself into.
100%. 100%.
Okay. Well, if you ever come across, by the way, anything in that whole area, Hampton Roads,
Hmm.
that's where I like to stay.
I will definitely do that.
Um,
I will
yeah.
do that.
Are you, where do you live? Like, where are you
Um,
located?
I'm in Fort Worth, Texas, known as
Um,
Dallas, Texas.
yeah, yeah. Ugh, okay, cool. Well, I love this. What can I help you with? Can I answer any questions for you? What you got?
Yeah. Where are you? Where are you located?
I'm kind of in, well, I'm going back and forth between Maryland and Norfolk
Okay.
right
So
now. So technically I live in Maryland, but all my like LCs, my properties are in that Hampton Roads area.
Hampton Roads. Gotcha. What markets are you focusing in?
Um, Mostly the Hampton Roads area. I am up here in Maryland, so I'll look at like the Baltimore area and stuff like that. I would love places in Columbia. They're just really expensive and it's kind of like, you know. So I'm also kind of starting to branch out into North Carolina. I would do it.
Good.
Yeah, I would do it. I don't know. That's why I don't mind the idea of like private money partnerships as I kind of like, especially with somebody that does go
Mm-hmm.
um, to like these different locations. So that's kind of where I'm focused. I funded a flip in West Virginia, also West Virginia, by the way,
Nice.
but I think it's such a hidden gem.
Yeah.
My partner he's from West Virginia. I funded his flip and he's still going with it, but there's so much opportunity. If you can find somebody that knows that area, they'll tell you if it's good or not, and it's cheap. And so there's just like money to be made out there for sure. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of like when I look for creative deals where I focus. I will say like that's second. So you won't see me out there like posting 4 sub 2 deals in those areas. It's like if and when one comes, I'll take it. What you are going to see is me posting for like the double closes, transaction funding, gator lending. And then I'll start to dabble like if you found something with a low entry fee, and I'm talking probably around like the 15-20K,
Yep. That's
um,
our deals.
and we could do some kind of like long term if you even after a cash out, like I would be interested in that for sure. Um, because that's not like, I mean, it's a lot of money, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like not, I mean, it's a low enough amount that it's not going to hurt for the rest of the stuff that I'm trying to do. First, I have to get my money back, but once that happens, hopefully by like February, um, that's when I'll be like ready to go, maybe a little longer term on the deal.
Got it. Okay. So right now the focus is let me get quicker returns first, and then probably sometime maybe mid next year or at the end of next year, start buying for long-term holds.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if it's low enough, like say you came to me once I get this money back, and then really, hopefully it comes back in February.
Mhm.
I would say probably like March at the latest.
Got it.
It's all my 3 deals are probably going to come back like at the same time. Um, but if like at that point, if I have the 15K and you're like, hey, Rachel, here's the deal long term, like I would definitely look at it then and we could kind of talk about what that may look like.
You like Texas?
I'm not opposed to Texas. I
Okay.
don't really like Florida, because the insurance.
Yeah.
I love Missouri. I have like a weird obsession with Missouri. I had to branch out there. I wouldn't be mad at it. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to Texas. I would, especially since you're there. That's more of what I am worried about is like
Got you.
What have you done in the past? Are you there? Have you been there? Do you
Yeah.
know what you're doing out there?
That
So,
makes-
yeah.
That makes sense. You sound like you got a lot of, are you using, are you using 401ks, self-directed IRAs, or is just like cash been saved up, over the years? Or you
So
just,
I do have some money in like a solo. It's like 60K. In a self-directed, I just roll it over into a self-directed IRA. But that you can't have any interest in it, right?
Mhm.
So that's where the PMP it gets like tricky, I think.
right,
I don't quite understand that part of it. Like I'm just anyway. So that kind of takes that out for that, and we'll put it in like probably the like 3 to 6 month time frames for that. And then the rest, I got a little lucky. Just say
Huh?
that. I got a little lucky and I decided to it's not like a ridiculous amount, but it's also not nothing. So I decided to take it and figure out how to grow it and make generational wealth.
can I add you to my PMP list?
Sure.
Let me, hold on. Give me 1 second. Where's my Slack?
And eventually, once some of this money comes back and I start like making more money, that's when I'm gonna start the infinite banking.
I keep hearing about that.
I'm so ready. I gotta figure out, like some monthly cash flow before I can pay out.
Dang it.
I'm doing it. It's happening. Going.
I keep hearing about the infinite banking. Oh, come on, Slack. This is like my favorite thing. Okay, Slack is tripping.
It's okay. I'm gonna trust.
I'm gonna figure it out probably after the Zoom. But
Well, you
I,
have my number, right? Or email.
I th- I should. I think it pulled up in the Calendly.
That's me.
Yep, there.
90402-7286. Yeah.
I'll just text you
Okay.
if I need it. Other than that, I think I'm good. You had any other questions?
Do you work with like other wholesalers and stuff?
All the time.
Well, I'm starting EMD lending, like
Okay.
gator lending. So if you ever have anybody that needs help with it or is like wants to know how it works, I'm going to pay referral fees to people that refer people to me. I don't know what it is yet. I don't know what it looks like because I'm so new at it, but I already have a couple of wholesalers that I've spoken with, and they're like, we'll put you on our website. And I was like, great, I'll pay you a referral fee. And whatever feels fair to everybody is cool with me. That way we can all make money together.
Perfect. That is
Um, I
damn.
will,
Are a unicorn.
I want everybody to get paid.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Add you on Facebook. You're on Instagram and Facebook?
Yeah. I'm not as big on Instagram.
Okay, got you. That's where I get a lot of my deals. Like
Instagram.
Instagram.
I'm really trying to like come up with some kind of marketing plan. I just hate it. Do you know Olu? I forget his last name.
I know Olu.
So
Yep.
he's gonna set up our like REI reply or like go high level
Mhm.
account on our website and everything so that we can be better at marketing and like drip campaigns and stuff. So
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
it's happening. We're doing it.
sure. All righty. I think I'm good.
Okay.
I just sent you a friend request on Facebook.
Okay. You can find my Instagram. I'll add you because I'll get better there too. I'll work on it.
Is it Rachel Kane?
Rachel T. Kane.
Oh, I found you.
I'm gonna type in the T.
Yep.
Here it is.
Yeah, I have fun with a lot of this stuff. Like it's fun to me.
I love it. I'm a little under the weather today, so you probably can't tell.
Oh, it's
Uh,
all
but like, there we go. But yeah, I love it. I'm so obsessed with it. My friends are like, Rachel, enough. And I'm like, I can't. There's
yeah.
not. There's not. Well, you learn so many things from everybody you talk to.
100%.
And I have friends, I literally just had a friend, like, so when you said, like I could bring other people's money, which I already knew, but he was literally just like, Rachel, what if I had 25K? What would you do with it? And I was like,
EMD all day.
I'd invest it. In something, somebody Ola just texted me. He was like, I have somebody that wants to lend on EMDs. And I was like, even transactional funding, people are like, I want to do that. So I'm like, the money is there.
Yeah.
Everybody wants short term.
Yep.
If I can't get them in short term, I'm going to bring them to you.
Let's close them. I'm telling you. And then we're also doing I'm also in the trucking business. I don't operate it. I let funny ass story, but I'm gonna make it short because I know you gotta go. Really funny story. The deal that I bought, like the house that I'm currently living in right now, um, the seller, he was like, hey bro, if this deal goes through, I'll let you invest into my business. And I was like, okay, how much is your business making? He's like, I'm making like 300 something thousand a year, but I can make more if I get more trucks. So he's in the trucking industry. So here's our deal that we're doing. I already got 3 trucks and I don't operate nothing. I got my first check last month. I just closed on the property last month. No, not last month. It was October. So I finally got my first check after 30 days, like he said. Got my first check. He pays me. This is our deal structure. For each investor that I bring, he gives me 1,500 up front, and I get 2.5% equity inside of the trucks. So I was like, all I gotta do is bring investors. And I said, how much do they need? He said, just most of the times we're buying either cash trucks or we're putting down a down payment on a truck. These are semi trucks, not box trucks for like 18 wheelers and stuff. So we're putting up 25K, and you obviously you own the truck since you put the funds into it. You own the truck, but he's bringing in like net per investor. You're probably going to be making between like $2,000 to $4,000 a month. So you're probably going to make your money back like within a year, just from investing in the trucking industry with the way that he has it set up. His maintenance is his driver, the loan, if there is a loan on the truck, and then the company. And then that's when the payouts start. And I'm like, wow. So I got paid so far, I've gotten paid, I think it was 4,500. And that's because we bought 3 trucks. So I got the 4,500, and then plus I also have equity inside of those trucks, which is like 2.5 per truck. At first it was 5%, and then we went down to 2.5. And I was like, shit, I'm cool with that. I'm not doing like nothing but just bringing in investors that's interested in it. And if they say yes, I'll get them on. I'll set them up with a Zoom with me, him, and the investor, or a phone call, and like they just literally go over the numbers because that's all they really care about. Like, what's the numbers? If I'm not involved in it, if I'm not doing anything, what's the numbers? That's all I care about. And I'm like, that shit makes sense to me. I can paint that picture. So if you got somebody, not pitching nothing, but that opportunity is there too.
Interesting. I do have somebody, they're just not in real estate, but they are interested. People just start to come to you when you're out there all the
Yeah.
time. People just come to you. And so that's where I'm like, need to get better at building my lists of like, what to go where. But actually, depending on when it's due, I might have somebody come February who would be interested in something like that.
Cool.
And depending on the return, I might have somebody else sooner.
Got you.
Yeah.
That's free equity
I'm,
and free money. Right. I'm just
I know,
saying.
I'm like, you could use some money.
Yeah.
I also have the gift of gab. I just have to like get in front of people
Yeah.
because I don't even mean to. I'll just talk to people and like before I know it, they're like, Rachel, can I do this? Somebody came to me, I have 6 figures. I want a transactional fund with you. And I was like, okay, I'll let
Let's
you know
go.
when it's ready.
Let's go.
So I just need a little like direction on how to like do some of the stuff, but it's there. Oh,
I
yeah.
got you.
All right.
Maybe we can chat like every 2 weeks, like, or once a month, whichever one you prefer. But we can just like stay in touch with each other so that one, we don't forget about each other because I know you're going to be going through a whole bunch of people.
I would love that.
But
I
like
need something like that.
stay in touch, like a CRM. Like, hey, following up, checking in. You got something? You good? Yeah, I'm good.
I love it. Let's do that.
All right. I'll hit you with a calendar. I'm gonna send you a Google Calendar. It'll be for like, I
I
don't know.
love that. Do that. Those are my favorite.
Okay.
I love that. Do that. That's how I live my life.
Let's do it.
Like the money. Okay.
Woo. All right, send a calendar. Okay, I'm about to go potty.
I've had to go. I was on the phone before I got it. I was like, I had to go to the bathroom, but I guess I'm just gonna hold it.
All good. All right, well, let's do what we got to do. I'm gonna send you a Google Calendar. It'll probably be for once a month, just checking in, just the follow-ups,
Yeah.
see what we got, and
And don't forget to text me the PMP list thing.
got it. Will do.
Okay.
All right. Well, you have an amazing weekend or week, and then if I don't hear from you by Christmas time, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
You too. All right.
We'll chat soon.
Okay. Sounds good.
Bye.